Hey everyone, it's Kim and welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. Welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. I just spent the last hour and a half filming my conference panel discussion for the Collab Summit. So now we're gonna film a little bit of an easier video, and that'll be my September wrap up. So this is the end of the month September wrap up. I did do a mid-month check-in for everyone, which I'll link in the cards and down below. So now, what else did I read in the month of September? So for the end of the month, I actually read an additional 4 books, bringing my total to 7 books this month. And I am 2 for 2 on my Unwrap a Book TBR project for the month of September. So earlier in the month, I finished Just Eat, and I also was able to finish The Secret Life of Lobsters. This is a little bit of a slow read. I listened to this as an audiobook and it definitely picks up towards the second half of the book. I think that there's a lot of rich information. This is definitely the nature writing side of lobsters versus the cuisine made from lobsters. But as we get to the second half of the book, we start to talk about colony collapse, about endangered species, about lobsters and different subspecies of lobsters. Did you know that there are over 50 different types of lobsters? I had no idea. How some of them are going extinct or could potentially go extinct due to overfishing. So I really think the second half of this book really picks up and it really had my interest. The beginning was just a little slow for my taste. Also, fun fact, female lobsters are completely the dominant ones when it comes to reproduction. They essentially will go knock on a male lobster's like cove where it's living, go knock, 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 let's get it on. And then we'll keep doing that until the male lobster caves. They'll have sex. The female lobster will save the male's sperm in a separate pouch and then peace out and go bye. And then that lobster will journey, and when she's ready to lay eggs, she will lay on her back and open up the 2 different pouches that contain the male's sperm and her female eggs, fertilize them, and then off she goes, and she leaves those little eggs on their own to survive in the world. So male lobsters are kind of like one-night stand male escorts, and it's kind of amazing. Anyway, those were the fun facts I've retained so far from The Secret Life of Lobsters by Trevor Corson. Next up is a quick read, and this is Fast Food Maniac by John Hein. From Arby's to White Castle, one man's supersized obsession with America's favorite food, and that is quite literally what this book is. This is Hein's list of his favorite restaurants, chains, everywhere from coffee to restaurants, and it's basically an ultimate Rolodex. You ever think you're gonna get that phone call on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you need to know the history of Tim Hortons and its top items? This book has it for you. So does this book have a huge connective narrative thread? Does he have some profound impact at the end of it? No, but it's a delight to listen to. You want to understand not only Tim Hortons, but maybe you want to learn about some regional specialties like Carvel ice cream or Elevation Burger. It is all in here. Hein does narrate this audiobook himself, which is how I took in this content, and I found it fun. He has a great personality. His injection of his own personal memories and experiences with these different chains is a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. Is it groundbreaking? No. You might learn some fun new facts that are great at a dinner party though. Next up is finally, I finished my arc of Oishi, The History of Sushi. Thank you again, Rakuten Books and the University of Chicago Press for sending this to me. This is written by Eric C. Rath and is a 2021 release. I had started it at the beginning of the month and proudly can say I can finish it, or I did finish it. And while I've talked about this book before, let me read the official press release that Rakuten Books sent to me. Oishi, The History of Sushi by Eric C. Rath. Now a worldwide food phenomenon available everywhere, from street stalls to high-end restaurants, sushi has surprisingly modest origins. Oishi, Japanese for delicious, is the story of sushi's evolution. Sushi and sashimi are by now a global sensation and have become perhaps the best known of Japanese foods, but they're also the most wildly misunderstood. Oishi, the history of sushi, reveals that sushi began as a fermented food with a sour taste, used as a means to preserve fish. This book, The First History of Sushi in English, traces sushi's development from China to Japan and then internationally, and from the street food to high-class cuisine. Included are 24 historical and original recipes that show diversity of sushi and how to prepare it. Written by an expert on Japanese food history, Oishi is a must-read for understanding sushi's past, its variety and sustainability, and how it became one of the world's greatest anonymous cuisines. All right, it looks like my camera is about to overheat, so we're gonna try and get through this last little book that I read. This is the last book I read this month, and it's a fiction book. I read The Girl Who Reads on the Metro by Christine Ferret-Flory. I bought this completely on a cover buy. I loved the cover of it. It is a very small book, and it is a translated work. This was originally translated, it was written in French and translated to English. If you are a fan of Amélie, the movie, or The Little Parish Bookshop, this is a charming story about a woman who dares to change her life, all by meeting a mysterious man who has a bookstore unlike any other and his precocious young daughter. And it's their interactions that help our protagonist change her life. So it has nothing to do with food. It is completely adorable, charming. I finished it in a day and loved it. It was such a nice break from the history of sushi, the history of lobsters, and so on. Okay, that is the conclusion of my September wrap up. This is definitely a little bit of a shorter video. Let me know below, do you guys prefer if I do my wrap ups all in one go, or if I should do part 1, part 2, like a mid-month check-in? I'd love your feedback below. Let me know. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I have new content every Tuesday and Saturday. See you soon. Happy reading. Bye.